Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. Hi, if you're checking into AntwerpYoga, my name is Adrienne. This is an easy flow class. And if you would like, you can take 2 blocks and you can take a blanket or some cushions. You might want to have a belt or a strap or a long ribbon close by. And if you're joining, please give us a sign that you're joining us today. I'm a little bit early right now, so I'm just checking that my sound works. And when you come into class, you can sign in or send a heart or send a message. And if you have any questions after class, I'd be happy to answer them if you like. You can also see this video again on the AntwerpYoga Facebook page and also on their YouTube channel eventually. You can also see it on my Facebook pages, Adrienne Altenhouse, Yoga Antwerpen. It will be posted there as well. So let's see. There's Rena. Hi, Rena. Wow. Rena is devoted. Thank you, Rena, for joining again. Great. I think every class I've taught online in the last 4 weeks, you've been there. So, and it has been 4 weeks. So, Rena, can you hear me? Can you hear me well? If you can, send me a little text message saying, I can hear you, Adrienne. Oops. That's my alarm saying it is now 12 o'clock. So I'm going to start class. If you're coming in late, you can also check in. And here we go. Good. So if you're just joining us, please take 2 blocks or 2 thick books covered in fabric. You can also, if you need them, you can also take a small blanket to put under your knees and the back of your head later. And if you have any cushions around, you can have some cushions to support you. We're going to start by sitting up either in Sukhasana or Virasana. So you can either sit up on your knees or you can sit up on your hips, cross-legged. Just sit up as tall as possible and open your shoulders. Let's see where I can find a space in my kitchen with the light so you can see my face. Yeah, somewhere in there. There we go. Okay. Nah. Well, oh, it also keeps changing the light every minute, so whatever. We're going to bring one hand over the heart, whichever hand you like, one hand over the belly. You're going to relax your elbows. Oh, I see lots of people are coming now. Hi, everybody. So if you're just joining us, come sit up tall, either in Virasana on your knees or in Sukhasana on your hips. Find yourself a comfortable way to lengthen through your spine. You can close your eyes and drop your chin down slightly. And take a few moments to come into your breath. Just watching your breath without having to force it or change it. You can bow your head slightly forward and relax the shoulders, soften around the shoulders and the neck. Soften the belly, soften your mouth, your eyes. Get a bit fuzzy in the mind, smoothing out the edges of our tension, letting go of the last couple of weeks, letting go of whatever emotions may have popped up in us. And if it feels difficult to let go of emotions, that's okay. Watch your emotions, see what they are, acknowledge them. And take a little distance. And then look at them from the outside. Notice how they change very rapidly sometimes from 1 minute to the next, according to how we react to situations. And lately, that's been a lot of flight or fight movements through the mind, through the body, perhaps. And slowly watch your breath. See if you can equal out your breath. Slow down your heart. Relax your face. And then lift your head back into the center gently. Relax your hands on your knees or in your lap and open your eyes. And slowly tilt your right ear toward your right shoulder. I know I'm in Spiegelbild, I'm in a mirror, but it's okay. Come back to center on an inhale, and exhale, bring your left ear toward your left shoulder. Slowly come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. This time we're going to roll the left shoulder open, stretch the left arm out, palm facing up toward the ceiling. Reach your left arm all the way over your head, all the way to the right side. Bring your right hand to the left side of your rib cage and really feel the length in the rib cage. And then turn your left palm up toward the ceiling. Stretch your left arm. Keep leaning over to the side. I'm going to reach left fingers on the diagonal. Feel that long stretch in the side of the neck. Keep opening your shoulder. And then as you reach your left fingers down to the floor, bring yourself back up. Relax your hands again. Roll your shoulders. Sit up tall. Inhale and center. Deep breath in and exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Take a few breaths. Roll your right shoulder over and back. Stretch right arm out. Stretching, lifting your arm above your head, opening palm up toward the ceiling, and then reaching all the way over to the left side. Take your left hand, bring it to the right side of the ribs. Feel that nice long stretch, equally balanced on both sitting bones if you can. Lower your shoulders down. Feel how the breath fills up your rib cage when you breathe in, how it relaxes when you breathe out. And turn your right palm toward the ceiling. Keeping your side lift, reach your right arm down on the diagonal toward the floor. Stay another breath. And then reaching right fingers toward the floor, bring yourself slowly back up, rolling shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, rolling down. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, rolling down. Spread your arms to the side, lift yourself up, bring your fingers together, press palms up toward the ceiling. Deep breath in, lifting shoulders. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale. Again, reaching all the way over to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to center. Take your arms behind you. Clasp your fingers. Open shoulders. Reaching arms back. Lift your chest toward the ceiling. Open your heart. Open your breath. Draw your chin slightly in. Maybe you bring your hands toward the floor. And slowly draw your chin to your chest. Draw your rib cage back. Relax your head down. Place your hands on your knees or in front of you and bow forward.
Take one more breath here. Chin into the chest, crown of the head goes forward. And as you inhale, slowly roll up through your spine and come up off your knees. If you like, you can take your blanket and bring it back under your knees. If you're sitting in Sukhasana, you can roll to one side. Take 2 blocks if you have them, bring them to the top of the mat. Shake out your hips a bit from side to side. Shake out your legs back behind you. And coming onto hands and knees, feeling your tabletop position, so shoulders over your wrists and knees under your hips, and then start to round your lower back and circle your lower back, bringing hips out to either side, looking over your shoulder where you're going. Oops. Well, that was an unexpected alarm. Okay. Slowly going around. And other way. And then we come to cat-cow, rounding the spine, chin to the chest, moving away from your wrists a little bit, and sinking all the way back to the heels if you can. Open your shoulders down. Inhale, lift your head, look up. Exhale, draw your chin into your chest. Your hips are still to your heels. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, coming down. Let me lift forward, tucking all your toes under. Exhale out. And bring your hips back to your heels now, pressing into the balls of your feet. Stay back there. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, rounding. If this is uncomfortable, you can either untuck your feet or you can come up over your knees. And exhale and round. And inhale and lengthen. Bring yourself back on your knees. Lift your feet off the floor. Circle your ankles behind you. Little circles. Shake out your legs. Shake out your feet. And come back onto your hands. You're going to walk your hands up to your hips. Come stand up on your knees. Open the shoulders. Stretch arms out to the side. And then come to cactus pose. Elbows bent 90 degrees. Looks like that. You're going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to draw your elbows toward each other and round shape your lower back and move back away from your knees. Inhale, you come forward. Exhale, you're rounding back, tipping back a little bit. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding back. Draw your elbows in and your wrists parallel. And then exhale out again, rounding back, and inhale, coming forward. One more time, rounding back, chin to the chest, and inhale this time, open your chest, look up toward the ceiling, relaxing the back of the neck so chin comes down a little bit. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twisting to the side. I go to the left first, and then to the right. So you exhale and twist. Inhale and center. Exhale and twist. Inhale and center. Stretch your arms out behind you again. Clasp your fingers, open shoulders, lift chest toward the ceiling. Then see if you can find opposite elbows with your hands. Draw your hip bones forward, draw your tailbone down, draw your chin to your chest, and then lengthen through your neck. Looking up, open your heart, feel your lungs fill up with air. Very important to breathe deeply these days when you can. And slowly come back, chin into your chest. And then we bring hips to the heels. So you still have your hands behind you, your forehead toward the floor. You're going to tuck your chin in, come onto the top of your head, tuck your toes under, and then we're going to reach back for the heels and come to rabbit pose. So we draw the belly in, you have your hands on your heels. Yeah, see if you can reach them, walk your toes in as far as you can. We're just at the back of the head on the floor, rounding the lower back, drawing belly in as close to the spine as you can. Try not to put too much pressure on the head. Just a tucking in, round lower back. And then slowly, slowly stretch out your toes. Bring hips to your heels and come to child's pose. Take another breath. Feel the back body filling up with air and exhale down. Inhale as you rolling up through the spine, lift arms, look up. Exhaling, hands into cactus pose. Bring your hands down onto the block and come back onto hands and knees. Stretching your right leg out behind you. Draw right knee into your nose, into your forehead. Step right foot in between your blocks or your hands. Step your left knee back a little bit so you feel 90-degree angle of right knee, right ankle, and inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows to cactus pose. Inhale and center. Exhale, you twist open toward your back leg. Stay there and breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Look over your back shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. We do a closed twist. So if you're pregnant, go do the one we just did. Don't do this one. Inhale. We do a closed twist, moving toward your front knee. Looking over your right shoulder here, I am. And slowly come back to center. Take your arms behind you, find your elbows again, open shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart toward the sky. Open your eyes. Good. Slowly stretch arms behind you, lift palms up, reach your palms together. Draw your hands in front of your heart. Reaching forward over both legs, over your front leg. Bring your hands down, tuck your back toes under, your left toes under, and stretch out your left leg. So bring your blocks up a little bit higher if you have blocks, or you come up on your fingertips. Yeah, we're going to frame the right foot with both hands. We're going to draw the right hip back. We're stretching into the left front of the thigh. And you can roll forward and back on the left ball of the foot. Keep your breath going. And slowly, slowly you take your blanket, maybe fold it up, bring it back a little bit further. We're going to stretch the front leg back in a little half Hanuman. Flex your front heel, lift it off the floor, draw your right hip back. Inhale, lift your head, look up, and exhale over your right leg. Relax your head down. Breathe into the back of the hips. See if you can draw both hips in the same line. Bend your front knee slightly if you need to. And slowly come forward, planting your right foot on the floor. Now, either you take a block or you take your hand and bring it on the inside of the right foot. You're going to stretch your left arm up toward the ceiling and look up. Slowly, slowly opening your chest. And take one more breath in here. Open, twist. And then slowly, slowly bring your left hand down. Take your right hand away from the block, both hands on the floor, and bring right knee back. We're going to arch the lower back, upper back, middle back as you inhale, and exhale round your spine. And inhale again. And exhale round your spine. Then we stretch left leg out. If you want to have your blocks under your hands again, you can place them there. We're going to draw left knee to the forehead, step left foot in between your hands, come up higher on your blocks and open the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. You're going to inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows to cactus pose. Inhale and center. Exhale, we do open twist, moving away from your front leg. Take another breath here. Drop your shoulder blades down. Keep your elbows 90 degrees to the floor, 90 degrees bent with your wrists and parallel to the floor, and then come back to center. Inhale and center. And now we do a closed twist again, so not for pregnant ladies. Looking over your back shoulder if your neck allows it, or you look over the front. Take one more breath here. Inhale, you come back to center. Reach your arms behind you. Find opposite elbows with your hands. Open shoulders. Inhale. Lift up. Stay another breath. Pressing into your feet. Exhaling out, you slowly come back to center. Inhale, lift your arms, come up. And exhale, reaching for your blocks. You can keep them or you can take them away. Tuck your right toes under, stretch your right leg out. Maybe you need to move your blanket back a little bit. Bring your right knee down. It's a little bit further away than it was before. And slowly, slowly, you can stretch your left leg out. If you want to take your blocks back, you flex your left heel. Inhale. You don't need blocks. You bring them down. Exhale, stretching out. Left back of the leg. You can bend your left knee slightly. Move your left hip back. Drop your head. Drop your torso. And actually, dropping is maybe not the best word. Maybe it's reaching over in a huge arc. So we're not collapsing. You're going to inhale, come up, spread your foot back on the floor, bring your blocks back. You're going to tuck your right toes in. Oh, first, yes, stretch your right toes back, stretch your leg. Lift up a little bit higher. And then we bring right knee to the floor again. You can take one block on the inside of your left foot, bring your left hand on the block, and inhale, stretch your right arm up toward the ceiling. So a big open twist, opening your shoulder, drawing your hip down. You take one more deep breath in, and exhale, you come back. You can take your blocks away now. Take your left knee back to your right knee. You're far away now, so you can stretch your arms out. See if you find your two blocks or the top of the mat. You're going to stretch yourself out in Anahatanasana, bringing forehead down to the floor. You can open your knees slightly. If it feels too much to have your hands on the blocks, then bring your hands down on the floor. Breathe into the belly and then draw belly into the lower back. Feel your breath moving through arms, through hands, through elbows, through shoulders, through the middle of your back, drawing the rib cage back and softening it, drawing the belly back, lengthening through your tailbone, and slowly, slowly walk your elbows onto the floor. Elbows are parallel to the sides of the mat. I'm going to walk your knees back. I'm going to bring your blanket underneath your hip bones and come up to Sphinx pose. So you can either have your legs wider apart or you can bring them together. I'm going to roll your shoulders a few times, spreading out hands, spreading out your fingers, lifting away from the floor so we don't sink into the rhomboids. Yeah, don't sink into your scapula. You're going to press away from the floor and lift up. And now we bring our attention to the bottom of the pelvic floor. We draw it upwards and inwards. We draw the belly backwards. And we draw the hip bones forward. We're going to drop the chin into the chest so we can relax the head and the back of the neck, but still lifting up out of your elbows. You take another deep breath in, lift your belly and round your lower back a little bit, and inhale and stretch forward, lifting your head, look up, and exhale, draw your belly in, rounding a little bit. Feels like you're rounding your middle back. And then inhale, so you're drawing your belly in here. Keep your belly drawn in and round your spine just a little bit. Maybe you even press those hip bones further into the floor and try to feel the middle of your torso working. And then I'm going to slowly, keeping that lift in the belly, you're going to tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee from the floor, tuck your left toes under, Lift your left knee off the floor and lift your torso. And take a few breaths here. We're going to slowly lift both hips off the floor at the same time, so we come to elbow plank. And if your elbows are very sensitive, you need a towel or a blanket under your elbows, please do put it there. We're going to stay here one more breath and then slowly come down. We're going to stretch both arms out to the side. Come and lie on your belly and shake out your hips. Relax your shoulders. And then we're going to gently press the left hand into the floor, move a little bit over the right shoulder, come onto your right side, bend your left knee, very gentle into the shoulder. And then slowly come back with your left leg, stretch your left arm out, move your head over to the right, deep breath in. Exhale, you bring your right hand under your right shoulder, push yourself gently onto your left hip, bend your right knee, bring it back behind you if you can. Just a little bit into the front of the shoulder on the left side, and then come back to center. Roll your shoulders over, press yourself up, come back on your elbows, look up. And then you can readjust your blanket, make sure it's under your hips. We're going to bend the right knee and take it out to the side. Maybe I'll do the left side first so it's easier for you to see. So we're going to take the knee, bring it out to the side. So my knee is bent, my foot and my knee on the floor. This open, the side, this is called lizard pose if you don't remember this. If you like, you can bring your blanket up higher, so blanket is under your knees and hips a little bit lower. I'm going to see if you can relax your butt muscles there. And we're going to sit up tall and take a few breaths here in lizard pose. So if you want to stick out your tongue and do the lizard thing. Okay. So after lizard pose, we're going to come to beach pose. We're going to take the hand and bring it underneath the head, and then we're going to come over onto the right side. So maybe you readjust your blanket again and bring it underneath your right hip. So this is beach pose. You're going to let your left knee come down to the floor. And then if you like, you either stay here or you can stretch your right arm out on the floor and bring your head down on top of your arm. And that's really relaxing beach pose. Now, your top leg is bent, your left knee, but now we're going to bend the right leg, the bottom knee. And we're going to stretch the left arm up toward the ceiling and reach for the back foot or the back ankle or your pants. Whatever you find back there, hopefully it's part of your body or something on your body. I'm going to open the top shoulder and just relax here. So it's a bit of an arch in the lower back, and you're also stretching the quadriceps front of your right leg, the bottom leg, yeah? So take a few breaths here and feel that opening in the left shoulder, in your rib cage. See where your head feels most comfortable. Take another breath. And slowly, you're going to come back to lizard pose. Come on back up. And then bring your left leg down and shake out your hips. So we're going to go to the other side. Maybe I should turn around so you can see it on the other side. Yep, so now I'm going to take my right leg. This is the other side. Out leg out to the side, and I'm lifting up tall. I take a few breaths here. Letting go of this hip. Yeah, I don't know if you can see in the light. Yeah, let go of this hip. And then I'm going to bring left hand to my head. I come onto the left side. Bring my right hand under my right shoulder. And then I'd like to bring left hand down to the floor. I'm going to draw my hips on top of each other. You can see how far you want to draw them back. And bend the bottom leg, bend the left leg, and reach your right arm up and over. And I'm going to stretch the left thigh and the front of the left hip. So it's a bit waking up the quadriceps, giving a little relax to your big psoas muscle, which is quite deep. So if you want to feel that, you need to draw your hips a little bit more forward, and then opening your right shoulder and relaxing your head. Relax your head and breathe. Good. And then we slowly come back, coming through lizard pose again. You come up and then you bring your leg back, and I'm going to turn myself back to the top of my mat. So you have your hip bones on the mat. You can bring your arms to cactus pose and shake out your hips a little bit. And then slowly walk your feet in toward each other, touch your big toes toward each other, roll your shoulders back, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, draw your chin into your chest, bring your forehead to the floor, lift your belly off the floor, press your hip bones into the blanket, which feels good if you have the blanket, and allow your tailbone to lengthen down toward your toes. Draw your pubic bones up and slowly press yourself up onto your knees. And then you can walk your knees back onto the blanket. Walk your hands to the top of the mat and shake out your hips again. So make a few round circular movements with your spine, circular movements the other way. And then slowly tucking toes under, lift hips up and back, and come to down dog. And you can pedal your feet from side to side. Feel the back of the leg lengthening. Go slow, use your breath. Really take your time. Seems that we've been given lots of time to stay at home lately, and then that time seems to disappear with all the things we find to occupy ourselves with. So it's a very good idea to make time to continue yoga practice. We're going to slowly start walking the feet in, one by one. And then we're going to carefully walk the feet over your blanket if you have it. And keeping the knees bent, you're going to curl up into a tiny little ball and walk your feet in between your hands. And then bend your knees. Take your hands behind your knees, find opposite elbows with your hands, relax your head down. Beautiful breath. Slowly begin to stretch your legs, keeping your hands behind your knees. You can come up as much as you can and bring your weight forward over your toes. Draw belly in. Bring your hands to your ankles and inhale. Lift your head and open your shoulders. Draw your chest through, forward, and lengthen through the back of the neck. And when you exhale, bend your knees. You can breathe out through your mouth. Draw your hands on top of your thighs, above your knees. Take another breath in. Stretch your spine, coming up a little bit higher. And then exhaling, rounding your spine. Draw hands to the lower back, roll your shoulders back, draw your elbows toward each other and toward the ceiling without crunching shoulder blades together, and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, as if you were zipping up a zipper. Come all the way up to standing. Relax your hands down and shake them out. So we're standing at the top of the mat. If you like to use your two blocks, you can keep them close by. I'm going to open the shoulders a bit, shake out and twist a bit from side to side. And as you twist, you can breathe out through your mouth. And then slowly, slowly come back to center. You're going to shake out your feet. Lift your foot off the floor, shake it out. Lift other foot off the floor, shake it out. Rounding. Take your hands in front of you. If you can see this little movement. Yeah, I have my fingers together. I'm going to roll around the other way. Yeah, that's very nice for the wrists. And then we shake out the hands and come back to the top of the mat. Standing tall on both legs, opening your shoulders, drawing your chin slightly in, softening your tailbone down, drawing your pubic bone forward without tucking under. Bring your hands to your belly. Take a deep breath in, fill up your belly with air. And exhale, draw your belly button in toward your lower back. And inhale, fill your belly with air. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale. And exhale. Move your hands to your ribs underneath your breasts. Belly still now. Drawn back to the spine. We breathe into the rib cage. And exhale, feel your ribs move toward each other. Inhale to the rib cage. Exhale into the rib cage. And exhale. And into the rib cage. And exhale. Good. Bring one hand over your upper chest, one hand back over your belly. Inhale into belly, rib cage, upper chest, and exhale, upper chest, rib cage, and belly. Inhale, belly, rib cage, upper chest, and exhale, upper chest, rib cage, and belly. Relax your arms by your sides. See if you can keep that deep cyclical breath going, breathing up from the bottom of the pelvic floor, out through the crown of the head, and breathing out through the crown of the head all the way down to the pelvic floor. Bring your head into center. Inhale, stretch both arms, look up toward the ceiling. Good. Exhale, we're going to bring hands into prayer, bend the knees, and lengthen the spine. Bring your hands to your thighs, stretch out your spine, open your chest, draw your belly in, and lengthen 2 sit bones away from you. Lengthen your lower back, stretch out your toes. Good. Inhale, stretch out your legs, reaching over, open the shoulders, reaching long forward. Slide your hands down to your shins and relax your head down. Holding onto your ankles strongly. Inhale, open your shoulders, look up. Take another breath here. Feel where your weight is over your feet. Feel how long your neck can be. Imagine the energy moving through your spine from your tailbone out through the top of your head. Long ways with your spine. We're going to take a few more breaths here. If you need to bend your knees slightly, go ahead. But also feel the wideness of your body, the wideness of your back behind your rib cage. So you're really expanding the ribs as you inhale and softening them and drawing them back to your lower back as you exhale. So you're making a lot of space in the middle of the back. And then relax your elbows, relax your head down. Imagine that you're getting longer, big forward fold over your legs. Yeah, almost Paschimottanasana. We're in Uttanasana. We take one more breath, and if you'd like to bend your knees, go ahead. And slowly lift your head, get some oxygen, get some blood coming back. We're going to bend both knees, bring your fingertips to the floor, or take your blocks under your hands. We're going to stretch the right leg back. We come into a lunge on the right side. We're going to rock back and forth gently into the right ball of the foot, pressing the heel. So be careful of the left knee that it doesn't go too far forward of your ankle. And then we're going to bring right knee down onto the blanket. So make sure your right knee finds the blanket and stretches out the toes. We inhale, stretch both arms toward the side and bend your elbows in cactus pose. We're going to exhale out and close twist this time, doing the opposite. We inhale and we exhale, open twist. We inhale back to center, reach both arms up. And when you exhale, draw your elbows down, lift your heart toward the ceiling. Good. Inhale, stretch arms again. Bring your head into center. Reach long over your left leg. Fingertips come back on the floor. Tuck your right toes under. Stretch out your right leg. Bring both hands down to the floor. Take your left foot and bring it back to downward facing dog. So you can have your heels a little bit off the floor. Make some room in the lower back by moving your hips from side to side, slightly bending your knees. So imagine you're doing a little dance behind you. I don't know which dance this is, the rumba, the salsa, the hoochie coochie, weet ik veel. But you're just gonna twist your heels a little bit. I always like to think of this like I'm mashing grapes underneath my feet to make that wine for dinner. And then slowly bring your heels toward the floor. I'm not laughing at my own jokes. Breathe into the middle of your back, rise on the balls of the feet, bring your knees gently to the floor and stretch out your spine. Exhale and round your lower back. Inhale and arch your lower back. Exhale and round your lower back. Tuck your toes under and stretch your hips back up toward the ceiling for downward facing dog. Good. Inhale again, high on the balls of the feet. You're going to step your right foot onto the blanket and then step, even if you have to take your foot with your ankle with your hand, you're going to step your right foot in between your hands and come up on your fingertips. So some of us have difficulty moving the right leg through. That's about the hips opening, maybe. So we're going to come onto a lunge on the right leg. And then slowly, we're going to bring the weight forward over the right foot, draw left knee to right at the top of the mat, left foot to right at top of the mat. Inhale, hands to your ankles and stretch out your body. Exhale, bend your knees. Take your hands to lower back, open shoulders, slowly roll up through spine. Lift yourself up, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, open your elbows. Inhale, stretch up again. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Long spine, drop your tailbone. Exhale, hands into prayer, bend your knees, long spine. Hands to your thighs, inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, slide your hands down to your ankles, drop your head down. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, fingertips onto the floor or your blocks. Stretch your left leg back. Lift your torso up higher. And then move back into the left ball of the foot. Right knee stays over the right ankle, not in front of it, just a little bit back. And then bring left knee onto the floor, stretch out your toes. Inhale, lift, whoops, both arms up. And exhale, bend your elbows. We inhale in center. We exhale, twist toward your bent leg. So pregnant ladies, don't do this, yeah? Inhale back to center. Exhale, opening out to your back leg. Inhale to center. Exhale, open your heart toward the ceiling. Draw your elbows down. Inhale, come up, arms above your head, reach over your right foot, hands on either side, tuck left toes under, stretch out left leg, lift right foot off the floor and step back, downward facing dog. Long down dog, moving hips again, just a little bit. Exhaling out. Inhale high on the balls of the feet. Bring the knees to the floor. Stretch out toes. Long spine. Exhale, rounding. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Inhale, lengthening through your spine. Exhale, rounding, tucking toes under. Lift hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Roll your shoulder blades down your back. Feel the muscles on side body working. Bring your rib cage back toward your middle back. You're going to step the left foot forward as you rise on the ball of your right foot, left foot onto the blanket, left foot forward in between your hands. Drag it there. Inhale, come up. Exhale, you bring both feet together at the top of the mat. Find your ankles with your hands. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, head down. You can move your hands to the back of your ankles. Bend your knees, take hands to lower back, open shoulders. Inhale, rolling up through your spine. Lifting your arms, look up. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, lift your heart. Inhale, come back to center, Tadasana, mountain pose. And exhale, hands in front of your heart, looking down, Samastitihi. Good. So we're going to go through that one more time, and we're going to add something to it. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart, bend your knees, reaching long spine. Hands on your thighs. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, find your ankles, head down. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, bend knees, fingertips to the floor. Step your right leg back. Bring right knee to the floor. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, we're going to twist toward the front leg. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, twist toward the back leg. Stretch out your arms. So we're going to reach with arms on either side of your torso. You're going to take a deep breath in and tilt down your left hand toward the inside of your left foot. And if you like, you can take a block and bring it underneath your left hand. You're going to turn your right palm up toward the ceiling and stretch your right arm up. You're going to take another deep breath here, and then slowly reach your right arm back behind you. Bring it to the middle of your lower back, to your sacrum. Find that hard bone, your sacrum, and open your right shoulder. You're going to look down at your left foot and your left hand. You're going to tuck your right toes into the mat. Stretch out your right leg. Bring your right heel to the floor. Your toes are pointed a little bit sideways toward the long side of the mat. And you're opening your right shoulder toward the ceiling. Then we're going to stretch the right arm up again, and we've come to Utthita Parshva Konasana, extended side angle pose. Take one more breath here. Exhale out. Open your thighs. And then we're going to press into hands and feet and lift up to Warrior Two. Yeah, so you come to Warrior Two, you bend your front knee, make sure it's not going too far forward of your ankle. Open both hands out to the side. Slowly turn your head, look over your back hand, and take another breath. Slowly come back to center. You're going to take another deep breath here. Begin to stretch your left leg slowly. Move your hips around a little bit. See if you're lifting your right hip. You want to draw your right hip down. Lift both arms to the top above your head. So you're stretching both legs, you're drawing both hips equally down, and then bring both hands in front of your heart. Open your elbows out to cactus pose again. Bend your front knee. You're going to reach your arms out and bring your left hand down. Stretch right arm up. Bring your right arm way over your head. Bring your right hand down. Take your block away. Frame your left foot with both hands. And then bring your right knee down. Bring your left knee down. Hips to the heels and round your spine in child's pose. Bring your elbows to the floor and drop your head down. Inhale, coming back up onto hands and knees. Exhale, rounding your spine. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, rounding your spine. Tuck all your toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale high on the balls of the feet. Either step your foot to your blanket or bring it right in between your hands. Come up on your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, left foot to right at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Find your ankles. Exhale, head down. Inhale, hands further up. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to your lower back, roll up through your spine. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. While you're looking up, bend your elbows, lift your heart, bend your knees. Long back of the neck, stretch back to Tadasana, head in the center, and exhale, Samastitihi. We will do the left side. Open your shoulders. Inhale, lift arms, look up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart, bend your knees, tilting forward, long spine, hands on your thighs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, slide your hands down to your ankle and head down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, fingertips on the floor, either side of your feet. Really feel grounded here. So you press into fingers, you press into your right foot, and you step left leg back. You lift your head and come up. You bring left knee to the blanket, stretch out your toes. Inhale, you lift both arms, look up. Exhale, bend your elbows in the center, cactus pose. Inhale in center. Exhale, you twist toward your front leg. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, you twist away toward your back leg, drawing your heel forward of your front leg. And then slowly, slowly stretching out both arms. You look over your front hand, you can look over your back hand. You're gonna reach forward your right hand down. You can bring your left hand to your sacrum if you like. You're gonna bring your right hand onto the block on the inside of your right foot. Open your left shoulder and stretch left arm up toward the ceiling. Look up and then slowly turn your head and look down. So pressing right foot into the floor, stretch out your toes. Pressing right hand into the block, stretch out your fingers. Then tuck your left toes under, begin to stretch your left leg. Bring left heel to the floor, turning out your foot slightly. Toes are reaching out toward the side of the mat, long side of the mat. And hips, thighs are opening toward the long side of the mat. And slowly turn your head, look up toward the ceiling. Open your shoulders. You're going to take another deep breath and extended side angle pose. Press into hands and feet, exhale out, and as you inhale, lift yourself up to warrior two. And then feel what your pelvis is doing. Feel if you feel you're in the middle of your legs. Slowly turn your head, look over your left hand. Slowly come back, look over your right hand. See if you feel like you're reaching forward or back. I'm going to inhale, stretch your right leg. Good. Exhale. I'm going to reach forward, bend your right knee again, stretch left arm up toward the ceiling, looking up. And then slowly, slowly bringing left hand down, take your block away. Right hand frames the outside of the right foot. Left knee comes down, right knee comes down. Find your long spine. Exhale and round your spine, chin into your chest. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and rounding. Tucking toes under, stretching hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Come up high in the balls of your feet. Step left foot forward. Inhale, come up on your fingertips. Exhale, draw right foot to left at the top of the mat. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling, forward fold. Find your ankles. Inhale, halfway up. Take your hands up to your thighs. Stretch your spine. Exhale, bend your knees. Hands to lower back. Inhale, lengthen. Come all the way up through the spine. Stretching arms, Tadasana. This time, you're going to take your feet a little bit wider apart. So you're going to take your feet a little wider apart. Now, if you want to face the long side of your mat, you can if you can still see. You're going to open your elbows to cactus pose, and then we're going to draw the heels toward each other slightly. So you're in a turned out position of your legs. You're going to bend your knees over the middle of your feet and circle your pelvis around a little bit. And you have your arms still in cactus pose. Lift yourself up, stretch your arms. Exhale, bend your knees, draw your elbows together, round your spine. Inhale and stretch out. Exhale, draw elbows together. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale. And inhale. You're going to stretch both legs, both arms up toward the ceiling. Bring your hands to your hips. Draw your toes in slightly. Bend your right knee. Come back to center. Your toes are parallel. Bend your left knee. Bring your feet together. Shake out your legs. Draw hands in front of the heart. And lift your right leg up. Turn your right thigh out. Bring your right foot to your right calf. And stretch arms toward the ceiling for tree pose. Yeah. So find the focus in your eyes. You can keep your foot at your calf. If you feel like you'd like to take your foot up higher to your thigh, you can do that as well. If you want to keep your hands in front of your heart, you do that as well. And then slowly knee into the chest. We go to the other side. You lift left leg up, left foot to calf or to thigh. We're in the middle of a beautiful springtime here. Unbelievable that it's in the middle of strange situations, but it's still a beautiful spring. So I hope you're going to enjoy it safely. Slowly come down, knee into the center, shake out, shake out. And then we're going to come slowly to the floor, melting down. Inhale, just noodle yourself down to the floor and take as much time as you want in your noodling. So if you need to noodle a bit around, noodle yourself and come all the way down to the floor. We're going to open the knees wide in a wide child's pose, big toes together, head down, stretch out your arms. Deep breath out. Soften your breath. And then slowly come up. Bring your knees together. Take your legs out to the side. Shake out your legs. So if you have 2 blocks, you're going to bring 1 block to the back of your head, sitting up higher, other block below your shoulder blades. If you have pillows, you can do that too. And bring the soles of your feet together. Make sure you're supporting the back of your neck. Come into a little Supta Baddha Konasana. If your neck feels uncomfortable, you come further down. Arms by your side, palms facing up. You can bring the soles of your feet loosely together, or you stretch out your legs. or you bring your feet onto the floor to the outside of the mat. Let your knees fall together. The block under your back is right under the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Yeah. So it's not touching your shoulder blades at all. It's just underneath it. And you can bring your hands to your ribs now. I'm going to breathe into your rib cage. Feel the tissue between your bones expanding and softening. Let your mouth soften, your jaw, your eyes, your shoulders. Relax your arms now by your side. Let yourself quietly tumble down into the floor, into gravity, getting weighted, heavier, and softer. Take another breath. Slowly bring your feet onto the floor. I know you could stay there a lot longer. You can do that after. Feet onto the floor, knees up toward the ceiling. Roll yourself over to your right side. Take the block away, that's under your back. Take the block away, that's under your head. Shake out your hips. Draw knees into the chest. Give your knees a little hug. Maybe lift your head. Circle your knees around, massaging the lower back and the shoulders. If you like, you take a twist, arms out to the side, dropping knees over to the right. If you need a block in between your knees. Oh, I guess we're in London because that was Big Ben telling me it's 1 o'clock. Well, we'll just finish this. Coming back, you go over to the other side. Maybe you take a block there. Wake up your shoulder, opposite shoulder. Few breaths. And then bring yourself back into center. Come to your version of Shavasana, either with the knees bent, feet to the outside of the mat, or legs relaxing to the corners of the mat. Palms a bit away from your torso, palms up toward the ceiling. Relax your mouth. And come to Shavasana, drawing chin a little bit in, heavy in the body, light in your mind and your heart, quiet in your breath. And you can stay there for another 5 minutes. I'm going to slowly come up by drawing my knees into the chest, rolling over to the right side. If you're pregnant, roll over to your left side later, and coming back to sitting. I want to thank you all for joining me today. This is the end of class. If you like to stay in Shavasana longer, please note that when I shut off the class, the next video will start automatically. Maybe you have to take another class. Anyway, love you all. Thanks for coming today. Please send a message or a question if you have it. And please also be aware that your donations are welcome for the AntwerpYoga teachers who are doing these online classes voluntarily. Okay, love you much and take care. Bye-bye.